Hey everyone, welcome back to Planet Zoo. Today with a little special. As you can see, my pronunciation on the word special and this little sneak peek already showed you what you've clicked to. This is going to be a rather creative build. So I've got a story to tell, but I think for all of you who know the Asian water monitor or monitor lizards in general and Asia in general, they know that there is a weird connection between these supermarkets of 7-Eleven. By the way, I'm not sponsored by any means. We don't even have it in Germany, by the way. But it's, very obvious that there is a certain connection between those two. I myself have actually experienced that while being in Thailand. I think it was in Phuket, but I'm not entirely sure if it was Phuket or Krabi, or I think maybe it was Krabi though. But I remember that I was on a stroll with my best friend back then, and we were just getting some goods for our beloved girlfriends, and we just went there, and it wasn't necessarily in the shop, but it was like very close besides, and we were like, staying away from that for a moment until it was gone. That was very weird, and then people just told us that this is just normal. So I was like, you know what, then let's just do exactly that. Build a lovely 7-Eleven for the game, which has two purposes. So the first one is you can actually use that shop. It's gonna be in the workshop after this episode right away, so you can use that yourself, which I think is a good thing to have. And secondly, it's obviously a very fun build just in general. They are strolling around. One thing I really do not like is that we don't have any climbing with these animals in the game, not even on an enrichment item, which would have been cool because it is so iconic for them to just basically kind of just climbing on everything. I'm not sure why, and then they just chill below the air conditioner or whatnot. Like there's so many videos out there in which these monitors just go in just shops like that. I think Japan is also very famous for that. Not only Thailand, but I think Japan is quite known for 7-Eleven shenanigans and stuff like that. Don't remember if it was also with these type of lizards or like different ones, but they all seem to be very much enjoying this shop quite a bit. I can only say this might also be the reason why 7-Eleven isn't quite in Germany quite yet. I've heard they want to, but so we don't have monitors or lizards in Germany. So maybe that's we do have lizards, but they're like small, tiny. Like we don't have them here, so it's not really a good spot for them to be, I guess. Their best clients are not there, so that might be the reason why they didn't move here. However, the building itself, and you've seen that pretty much from the thumbnail already, is going to be super detailed. Like I really wanted to go in and make it super detailed. The only thing that is not entirely detailed is the interior. I could have gone this way, but traversable area still is a thing. So I wanted to keep it relatively open for you guys to go in and do whatever you want with it. I built a couple of cupboards, I built a couple of little product blueprints, not like super detailed, but you can basically use them to style your own if you want. I kind of think that this was the best way to go. And I spent quite a lot of time finding the right materials to get this very typical 7-Eleven vibe going. It's 7-Eleven. I don't know why. It's not always in tropical areas. Obviously, it's also quite a lot in Europe. But for me personally, 7-Eleven is a direct connection to big holidays, like far away and tropical regions, summer, hot, air conditioning, getting this mosquito stuff that they have there. It's the best in the world, and I don't know, I can't buy it here, but it's like a kind of mosquito cream. It's legit the only thing that ever worked in my life. I can't tell you the name, obviously. I can't speak Thai or whatnot, but it's the best ever. I bought so many of those in Thailand, but since it's 6 years ago, it's all gone by the time. So that's that. I honestly, I enjoyed building this because it gave me a lot of holiday vibes. I'm also quite happy with the outcome. What I'm not super happy about is the sign. Like, it's okay. It does what it does, but it's not like by any means on Ricey's level or whatnot. I still have to watch how she's doing that. Like, I know one technique that I just didn't want to go into because it is just freaking time consuming like crazy. So I went in and made it a little bit more simple, which ended up in a result. As I said, this is just from a distance okay. From closer up, it's not even okay. It's you can tell what it is, and that's about it. Also, I would have loved to use a neon sign for that, but it's just like it wouldn't have worked with the way I did it now, I would have gone in and just changed a couple things and, you know. But again, as I said, at the end of the day, it does what it does. It looks exactly how it should look, and so that was the target for today's build. It's not meant to be like this ultra hyper realistic, you know, burning down your computer with only one sign, which Rudi can do. She can achieve that, or lighter. They're both very much helpful when it comes to using your computer as a heater. Trying to find the right words here. But yeah, so I didn't want to do that exactly. And this build is also in our Palm Zoo build in another corner, just to connect that. I think I will sneakily put the 7-Eleven into the Palm build, just as a little, you know, kind of Easter egg, which is not really an Easter egg because Easter eggs need to be found, and this one is basically not, you can't oversee it. But you know what, I think it's fun. It's just kind of a little story we have, and so that's that. Yeah, making the 7-Eleven sign, as you can see, looks pretty much straightforward over here, but trust me, I've done a couple iterations before I did that. So yeah, again, I'm totally happy with the idea. It was inevitable. I think it's exactly what I wanted. Again, just as I told you a week or two ago, I want to do more Rudi stuff again. This is just really not going the normal road and trying to do what is best, I guess. I'm just here to do what I like best, and this is just thinking out of the box, doing things that you technically you can do it, but what most people wouldn't necessarily do from the get-go, and just exploring what the game offers as well. And I think, you know, it's a zoo game, but obviously you can also build a 7-Eleven and you can use it in your zoos. I mean, why not? And there are like so many ways of building your zoo. So you, for example, can also, I mean, there's no hindering you. You can also do like Asian areas and rural areas with like areas where animals live in the free wild. You don't even need to do a zoo, because Planet Zoo allows you to do exactly this. You can build your own little Thai city, harbor city, and just put a couple of tropical animals in that would live in that region. So, you know, chances are there, you can do whatever you want. And then a 7-Eleven obviously comes in handy. Now, as I said, I tried really to go exactly into the vibe, and this is why I also created that little palette of cool stuff for me. One thing I need to address, and this is my own stupidity. I need to address my own stupidity. I have absolutely no idea why I placed all these pieces in a weird angle towards the building. I could have just taken the same angle as the walls are placed, but I just didn't, and so I ended up having this huge struggle of building the things on a different axis, because otherwise they wouldn't have matched up. And so I ended up making these like cupboards and shelves and stuff completely in an off angle, and then I needed to place them back in a good angle. It was like double the work because I'm stupid. So whenever you build, make sure to build on the same, at least on the same axis. You know, we have issues with the axis tools and stuff anyway, so at least build on the same axis and be not as stupid as I was and just place random things in a super weird angle. I mean, at least put it in a snappable angle of 15 plus degrees or whatever, but I didn't even do that. So yeah, it turned out to be very annoying, but that was just like a little episode of Rudi's stupidity. That's the word, stupidity. Oh my god. Yeah. As I said, I also wanted to go with the vibe, and I built these shelves in a more kind of run down way. Like, as I said, I wanted to make one of these tropical ones and not like too shiny and new, even though there are obviously shiny and new ones. But then go with the classical, like the classical stuff. But also put a shop in, like a little counter here that I also wanted to style exactly that. I mean, you know, I ended up being very happy with the build. It's something I haven't done so often in the game, and I'm just very happy with how it turned out. It's very simplistic in the inside, like very much just putting in what I have, not going too much over the top, just trying to make sure that it looks like as if there's anything going on in there, or like as if there's something going on in there. Putting a couple shelves in there. You know, it could also be in a time where a lot of products are not available. Who knows? Like maybe rainy season and no deliveries can be done because of thunderstorms, whatever. I'm trying to find excuses why I didn't put too many items in. But yeah, so that's that. You could have gone the extra mile by putting even more things in, but I think to sell the idea, this is more than even needed. I could have also kept this empty and it would have sold the idea as well, but that seemed a little bit too too low for me, so I just decided to go in and put a couple more stuff in here to make it all look a bit more at least as if it's in use. Or maybe it's also empty because they just decided, okay, you know what, the monitors took over, whatever. Just leave it as it is until it's empty. I don't know, but you know, it looks like something. I'm putting a couple, you know, products here and there, just recoloring some of them. Again, as I said, you could go way more into detail, making that all look super natural and super realistic. But as I said, the idea, I think, sell the idea. This is like a good concept the way it is. Yeah, putting some shelves also to the outside, putting some ventilators in, just making sure that this all is exactly as it should be. And that's basically exactly how this whole thing turned out. The best part of the build was actually putting the plants and stuff in and the clutter and all the decals and stuff at the end, simply because that just really gives you that feeling of a tropical area, just like a 7-Eleven by the side of the road. Just a couple of poles in here that you can see, making sure that the electricity is connected as you would expect it from over there. I used way too little cables. You would need to use 1.7 million cables in these areas to make it look exactly like it looks there. It's always so ridiculous how many cables are like hanging randomly in the air and just connect to houses. It's, for me as a German, where Germany is very structured and very tidy when it comes to these kind of things, this just kind of always creeps me out how extremely open this everything is. But it just, you know, it works, it's fine, but it's just something like I'm not used to when all these cables go in. So again, this is also way too tidy and way too easy. But that's about that. I'll leave you alone with a couple of minutes of music, and the rest is going to be some cinematics for this build. As I said, you can drop down in the comments. I will put the linky to the park file in there. You can grab it, or it's not a park file, it's basically the blueprint of the habitat. And then you have the whole building and every asset of it, and you can also do whatever you want with it. But I would be even more happy if you like this type of stuff and you're here for this craziness. Check if you're subscribed to the channel. If not, please do so. Help me out on growing a little more. Tell the YouTube algorithm you like the stuff. The last couple episodes have been better, so we're getting there. So thank you so much for your ongoing support. Thank you so much for everything, for every minute you watch, because that's necessarily the best thing you can do for free. And if you feel super fancy, you can also join me as a member for only, I think, 99 cents was the cheapest one. You get some sneak peeks, and you could have seen that one also earlier. So that's that. Have a good time. Thank you so much. And enjoy the cinematics. Enjoy your day. Have a good time. Stay safe. And goodbye.